Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today I'll be speaking about something very important, and that is how to prevent the next pandemic. Yes, that's right. Because last year when COVID happened, it happened at a time when nobody expected it, right? It was least expected, and it changed all our lives. It was a blessing in disguise because it also taught us a lot of lessons which as humans we're taking for granted. So one of it was also preparedness, right? So this it's very important to prepare well so that now in the future, if there is a possibility of another pandemic, we would be ready, we would be more um, well prepared to face such a situation. And hence it's important for all the countries to come together and prepare well and get ready, so that in the future, if something like another corona comes, we would be in a much better position to tackle a pandemic, right? So I'll be stating a few pointers which is required, or maybe the focus areas for us to sort of prevent another pandemic to happen. Okay, so the first point is being transparent and having a better share of information amongst all the countries. So it's very important for every country to be very transparent with each other, and if they feel that there is a possibility of a case, or if there are some new cases of a of anything, maybe something very novel, right, a novel virus, or if they have any indication that something like that is going to happen or is happening, it's very important for the countries to share information with other countries so that everybody is alert, everybody is cautious, and they're well prepared, and they come up with plans to contain the virus and also to prevent it from spreading across, right? So that's the first most important point. Second point is there needs to be a dedicated team assigned within the WHO, which is the World Health Organization, a team which solely looks into such things like pandemics, wherein they will be working on it, planning of strategies of how to sort of prevent such pandemics, and also alert all the countries in case something pops up. If they think there's a red flag somewhere, they need to alert people of every country, and they have to solely dedicate their time and efforts into working towards healthcare, and that's taking care that something of this sort doesn't happen again. So a dedicated team in WHO should be assigned, who solely focus on this. Okay, the third point would be a strong healthcare system. There has to be more investment on healthcare, because at the end of the day, it's your lives. Okay, if your health is affected, no matter how much money you have, nothing will help. You will die, you will eventually die. So they say health is wealth, and that is in true sense, health is wealth. So it's very important to invest in healthcare, like especially in situations like in very populated countries like India. There's so much population, and it's very difficult to handle situations of pandemic because there's so many people out there, and it's very difficult. So it's very important to invest a lot in healthcare, because maybe there are situations like what happened. We saw that there were not enough beds for COVID patients, there are not enough hospitals who take in COVID patients. So we have to have better preparedness. So you have to invest a lot in healthcare, because the number of healthcare workers are relatively lesser compared to the population, and that's the case in almost every country. So it's very important to invest in that, so that even if people are affected or are diagnosed with a certain illness, they are treated well, and also take care is taken that it does not spread to other people because they are treated in the first place. So that's very important, investment in healthcare. Fourth thing would be investment in R&D, like research and development. Like if you say COVID, it was a novel thing, right? It was a novel virus. Nothing of that sort ever happened before. So it's very important for these scientists to sort of more of research and development. For that, there has to be more investments in R&D, so that they understand more and of such kind of maybe pathogens, and have more idea about what can happen, what is a possible diseases which could happen, which could cause cause a mess or cause a menace. So there has to be investment in R&D for sure in the healthcare sector. Next point would be, taking care of, focusing on malnourishment, the malnutrition, the issue of malnutrition, because in such cases of an epidemic or a pandemic, these malnourished people are the most vulnerable population, because they're already weak, and their bodies are very weak. So it's very important for them to sort of gain that strength in order to combat or fight any virus which is entering your body. So healthy individuals can fight it a lot better than obviously malnourished people. So it's very important to focus on malnutrition, and make sure that you increase the nutritional status of everyone. Each and every person of your country has to be very well nourished and have to match the standard nutritional status. So it's very important to do that, so that you prevent any sort of an epidemic. And you should make sure that epidemic doesn't become a pandemic. So epidemic is something, for those of you all who don't know, epidemic is something which is restricted to a country or an area, and pandemic is something which is happening globally. So we have to, in order to actually prevent epidemic from becoming a pandemic, you need to take care and focus on malnutrition is very, very, very crucial. So that's one of the points, right? And okay, so the next point is infectious diseases mostly come from animals. If you see the zoonotic animals, right? So it's very important for us to not consume wild animals, because there are a lot of people and lots of countries who consume wild animals, and that's for food. We cannot, and a lot of infectious diseases happen through that. Honestly, we have to try and stop like these consumption of wild food completely. But of course you can't stop it, but you definitely can regulate the wild food market, right? The wildlife market. So we should regulate it, because banning it would be illegal. People will get into all sorts of black marketing. So that's not going to help, because there'll still be consumption and maybe much more. So it's very important to sort of regulate it with the right measures. And at least even if you can't stop it, you have to sort of test those animals for pathogens. So it's very, very important to do that, so that it's taken care and such things won't happen. Like if you see COVID, they said it's it has come from by consuming bat meat. So anything could happen. And one thing happens somewhere in China, and the whole world is suffering. So it's very important to be very, very vigilant and cautious. And next point would be identify the pathogens of wild animals. There has to be, once you identify the pathogens of wild animals, you have to do, there has to be scientists who do research on this, and who study more about this, so that in case they'll be able to, come up with solutions in case we prevent, if in case we fail to prevent any spread from wild animals to humans. If we can't do it, they can come up with with alternate solution about how can we sort of combat this, or how can we kind of fight this virus or bacteria or whatever it could be, right? So enough amount of research need to be done on these pathogens, and scientists need to do that. So that's one of the key points. Last point would be rigorous testing should be done in every country, especially at airports. Whenever I think even in a normal situation, it's very important to have like good healthcare checkup, so that whenever there is a red flag, so that we are well prepared. All the entry points and exit points of different countries, especially if it's an international travel, I think it's very important to do proper checking, proper testing, so that if there are any traces of virus, or maybe so that they're not transmitting that to another country altogether. They are actually at least containing it to one country, so that can be taken care of. And that's something I think which should be done seriously. And it could be any entry and exit points between different countries. So I think that should be done, especially at airports, because that's like a hub of actually transmission of diseases. If precautions are not taken, it can be very, very deadly. So yeah, these are the few points we need to consider and take care of. And we'll know, like, as individuals or as a country, we need to focus on these points and go ahead. And also, if you see globalization, because of globalization and global warming, there has been an increase in there's been increase in epidemics, and pandemics have also been increasing. So what we can do is just take care of your health. Okay, the increase in the healthcare standards in the countries have to be at a at par. It has to be meet certain standards, and in order to do that, you have to like invest on the same, and take care, like understand that these are the focus areas, and you have to go ahead with that. So yeah, that's about it. That's what are my views of how to prevent a future or next pandemic. Let me know what you guys think, like what else as a country, because it's a epidemic pandemic situation. So as a country, what else we could do to combat, or work towards fighting another pandemic. Please let me know your thoughts on the comment section, and so that we can actually think about it and see that what else we could do. Yeah, so thank you so much for watching my video, and take care. If you like my video and if you like my channel, please subscribe to my channel and recommend it to your friends. And thank you, and have a good day.